After spending much of his life on the sporting field, 58-year-old John Armytage found himself needing a double hip replacement. Following the major surgery in Sydney, John's rehabilitation journey began at Wauchope Health Campus, and he was thrilled to return just 3 weeks later to catch up with the people who helped him on his road to recovery.
No, I was just expecting to come here and be bored in my room. I was not expecting to get into patients' lives, which, you know, I can't put that aside.
So I met John when he turned up, so I was one of the first people he saw when he got off the stretcher, and I like to be available to meet new patients when they're coming in, because it usually gives me an opportunity to talk to them about what's important to them. So do you remember all these goals?
I do.
Do you remember what we talked about when you first came in?
Yeah, you asked me what's the most important thing to me, and I said independence.
Yeah.
So they actually give you goals that you write down in your room. And I can remember saying to Kate, to be back at work in 6 weeks and to be able to do my shoes up.
Well, for me, it's about advocating for the patient. So if I know that John's goal, for example, is to put his shoes on or to go back to work, it gives a starting point and a talking point for the allied health team around what we really want that to help that patient achieve with their independence and their function.
I wanted to get back at work within 6 weeks. That's my goal. It is heading towards that. And, you know, it took effort from me to get to this point. And you have the physios come once, twice a day, and they get you out of bed and do things that are not easy, you know, but that's got to be cruel to be kind. Jeremy's very good at that, you know, and he's fantastic. He made me do things that I thought I couldn't do, and then I got better. And he knew I could do it. I didn't know I could do it, but you need someone to drag you into that space, and that's what he does here.
Excellent. Happy with that. Yeah, that looked pretty good.
One of the best things they do here is communal lunch, breakfast and dinner. And when you first come here, you don't want to do that. And it's encouraged, not forced, but it's encouraged to be a part of that. I remember one of the nurses told me the reason we do this is so some of them, it's the only time they get out of bed. So, you know, and I suppose those of us that were a little bit stronger, we then felt a role to help them, which again helped me. And I could see that happening in others as well.
There's a few things going on in the dining room and probably some bits that the patients don't see as well. There's some assessment going on in there. People rehab for all sorts of different conditions, so, you know, sometimes that information comes out in those more informal ways. Yeah, it's very useful for us, but in the meantime, the patients are developing relationships with each other and staff, and they're motivating each other and caring for each other and observing other people's journey.
That part of this hospital is an absolute highlight for myself and I'm sure the others. Like in the end, I was here 7 days and it was nice to hear they didn't want me to go. And it's part of me didn't want to go. What I've seen, I'd come back here in a heartbeat, you know, honestly. It's just to see not only myself, but how everyone is progressing and cared for. You can see that they love their job. I hear that all the time, you know, the way Kate is with people, you know. You can see the way she builds her team. I mean, her team are because of her, you know. It's obviously comes down from the top, you know, and they all appreciate working.
The team here is so comforting as a patient, every one of them. I really appreciate it.
John was so enthusiastic about not just here, but where he had been previously. He had really good engagement with all of the staff and he was appreciative. And I suppose one of the things that's really important for me is that the team know that they're appreciated because, you know, people do good work when they feel appreciated, and I'm glad that John could come back and share his story because I think it's a positive one for everybody.
Hi everyone, it's been 6 months since my operation, feeling fantastic. Just want to show you my golf swing. No pain whatsoever, fantastic. Just want to say I'm very grateful to Wauchope Hospital for all their help they've done for me. It was a fantastic place to do rehab and can't thank the nurses and staff, you know, enough.